OuterOrange. What is up, you guys? Welcome back. We are here to discuss Granblue because we just got some pretty nice reveals. I'm actually a little bit late. I wanted to get this video out yesterday, but sadly work kind of took over and I couldn't get out the reveals as quickly as I wanted to, but we'll just discuss them today instead. Switch on over and discuss these V clan selection reveals because I actually really like them. I think it'd be super fun to tech these in, so let's go and do that. Alright, so here I am actually in my Discord this time because Matt over here was nice enough to literally throw these into me yesterday morning at 7 in the morning. This man popped in and was like, here you go. Okay, so here we have the grade 1. This is 𝙒𝙀𝙀𝙆𝙆. Her auto ability, when placed on Vanguard, you can choose a card from your deck and send it to your drop zone. Essentially, pretty much a mill. You selectively mill one card from your deck and throw it to your drop zone. Awesome. It is a Vanguard only type of like skill, and what I like about it is that we actually have an official ride target. Granblue has always been kind of weird with their ride targets, though personally I've never really had too much of a problem with it, as whatever you ride you're probably going to soul blast later and then recall back out, but just having an actual ride target is really awesome. She does have a rearguard skill too. Her rearguard skill says auto rearguard at the end of the battle, attacked or boosted, you may discard the top 2 cards of your deck, essentially milling. If at least one crit was milled, you can cause retire her and draw a card. Just nice. That's another way to really kind of, you know, dig through your deck a little bit deeper. As you guys can tell, this deck is going to be oriented around triggers, and what's really nice about this, because before as Granblue players we had this issue where like we mill our triggers and we cry a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but we cry a little bit. But now we don't have to cry anymore because now we have this card that lets us kind of fix that. It helps us draw and kind of get through our deck a little bit faster. I think the card is just a nice even bonus here. Like, oh, you milled something, oh, and you get a draw back if you did. Kind of like similar to DI when they soul charge. If they soul charge a trigger, they can draw a card. So it's a similar effect. So I really like that. I think it's pretty nice. So also overall an awesome card. You could use this in both formats. I feel like I think it'll be harder to use in premium, but I think in VPREMIUM this is pretty much gonna be a staple from here on out, or at least a semi-staple to use, because our grade 1 space in Granblue is actually really tight. There's so many good grade 1s to use that sometimes it's actually hard kind of to know which one to go for. So we'll see. I like the selective mill. I think it starts the engine really nice and smoothly. So for that selective mill alone, I'll definitely be running this at 4. I've always been like, I have to combat for all my selective mills, you know, all this stuff. I don't have to do that anymore. And part of the reason I used to run Damien the Ghosty for the same reasons. I literally ran Damien the Ghosty just like I at least selectively mill out my Jessie. Well, I don't have to run Damien now. I can just say screw Damien. I can just run this card instead and get my selective mill. Or I can run both if I really just want to selectively mill things, right? 𝙒𝙀𝙆𝙆𝙆. I'll probably butcher that as well because, you know, I'm the queen of butchering things. But drop zone, when you're Noir on Vanguard's attacks, cost, Noir is the grade 3. Cost, counterblast 1, retire rearguard, draw a card, and call this card to the front row circle. Continuous rearguard. Guard circle, this unit cannot be attacked for every 3 triggers in your drop zone, and this unit gets 5k shield. I really like the way this card works in all formats, pretty much. Any format this card can be ever played in, I like it. My favorite part about this is honestly the fact that this unit cannot be attacked. You guys know in Premium, a lot of people like to counterblast deny, and honestly we're getting heal guardians now, so this won't be like as key. But this is literally a top idle 𝙒𝙀𝙀𝙆 from Bermuda Triangle, but in Granblue, and I love that aspect of it. So in case I'm trying to get my opponent to attack me, this card will definitely be used for that type of mechanic, which I think is cool. I also just like the fact that this card just has a bunch of shield value. So if I just have this in my hand, I can just guard with it and it'll actually have value, as it does say guard circle. So as well from rearguard circle. But on top of that, you can also multi-attack with this card, as it's very obvious. You can call it out with from your grade 3 skill, so you can thus multi-attack. And what's nice is that you retire whatever's on your board, whatever you attacked with. If it's something that doesn't self-retire, this will actually self-retire it for you. So you say you attack with like, I don't know, like a Ruin Shade or a Greed Shade or something, that card's kind of dead on the field. Now this card says, hey, well, it's okay, you can just retire that and call myself out, and then I will do some attacking. So I just really like the way they did that. I think it's nice. And you draw 2 on top of that, so you kind of like regain your ammunition essentially, and I just think that's really nice. It is a 1-hit attack, so this kind of helps you with that extra draw. I overall like it, so I like where this is going with it. And like I said, the second part is just really nice. I like the defensive end of it. Like, it feels very defensive, but very good defensive. And you know, shield is shield. So if you have 9 triggers in your drop, essentially this is a 20k guard, and even at 15k guard or 10k guard, it's still better than, like, you know, a 5k. So I just really like where this is going, and you do go through your triggers quite a bit, so you'll probably see this pretty often. With the selective milling, you probably will see your triggers being milled. But let's go on to the grade 3. His name is Young Pirate Noble Pinot Noir, I believe. So we have Blanc and now we have Noir. And during your turn, for every 3 triggers in your drop zone, your front row gets 5k. So essentially the same with the shield. You have also the front row end of it, kind of like the no seal restanding VPREMIUM stuff. So if you if in your damage, if you had a certain amount of no seals, you get power. This is kind of essentially the same thing but with your triggers. So pretty much if you get 3 triggers, you have 5k, and then 6 triggers is 10k, and so on and so forth. And the nice part about it is that you guard with the triggers a lot, so you actually be seeing this condition meet up pretty quickly, pretty fast. But that's his first condition. Second condition, it says auto Vanguard. Once per turn, when your Blanc is placed on rearguard circle, Soul Blast, discard 2 cards to top of your deck and activate all the trigger effects of the triggers discarded. So this is also just a really cool engine, as it literally gives you a quadruple drive, essentially, if you choose to give it. And you can, it is once per turn, so you can only do like that one time, but pretty much you can swing with your rears, and then swing with your van, and when your Vanguard attacks, you can call out the grade 2, and you call it this grade 2 right here, and then you can go in with this skill and put everything on that card too. So pretty much like a multi-attack enabler in a way, and it's not too bad. Like, it's just something you can just do, and it's really nice. I personally would even go even further with this. What you can do, just to kind of be a little extra, you can call out a Skull Dragon, swing your other column, call out your Pioneer, and then when you swing with your Pioneer, Pioneer Blanc, you can actually you can do the skills and then put all your triggers on your dragon, and then just make that dragon even more disgusting. And that's just like one of the few things you can do, but you can just kind of like think it through a little bit. I think the Skull Dragon play can be really nice in here. Sadly, you can't do like anything too crazy like you can in Night Rose, but overall it's just a really fun engine. I really like this. I think it's fun. I wouldn't say this is like crazy out there. I would have to like fully playtest to know, but I do think this has some like premium elements that can be used. You can piggyback off of this with Bad Bounty if you want to. Bad Bounty is one of the best aggressive cards that Granblue has been given to in Premium, as Bad Bounty literally says pick up any grade 3 from your drop zone and ride it, and that just opens up so many possibilities in Granblue. So every time you get a grade 3 printed, I gotta think back to Bad Bounty. So another thing you can do is you can actually multi-attack extend with this, and no one will really be able to like stop it necessarily, as it is like when it attacks, so you can just do something like that. So you can't get denied griffin as easily, but it is something to keep in mind, is just being cautious of people trying to pop up your stuff for your multi-attacks. But I just like the idea. I just think it's super fun. I think this deck, all this extra support is just fun overall. I think out of all the cards, I'll probably be personally focusing on the Banshee and the grade 2, and then if I really want to build a deck circled around Noir, then I probably will, but I'm not set in stone quite yet. I personally am probably going to go towards more like a ghosty build. Like, I'm going to have a ghosty build with these cards in there to kind of tech it out, because ghosty Beatrice is super defensive, and I feel like with this it'll kind of add that defense on top of that, so you'll just be kind of like a brick wall. But like I said, I'm not like, I haven't like actually sat down. I have created the cards in TTS, but I haven't actually like really gone through the motions quite yet. I kind of have like the idea down in my head, but I haven't like quite tested it. But I do think it's cool. Pretty excited. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I kind of just wanted to break it down, kind of talk to you guys about what the capabilities of the cards are. I think there's definitely a lot here. I think it'll make it'll make Beatrice kind of like its own deck now, and I mean, personally that's just how I feel. I think you can just play a Beatrice deck. I do still think that Night Rose is actually pretty aggressive. I do think you can actually throw in like the Banshee or something maybe into the Night Rose build, but honestly the Night Rose build is just so consistent and just so clean that it's kind of hard to even want to really change anything. But I don't know, that's what experimenting it for, and that's what's figuring out. I do think that the extra mill just a little bit faster will be nice for the deck, so maybe like having the Banshees will push that even further, and it's another selective mill, so you can kind of push that selective mill to get your Skull Dragon set up faster and all this stuff. I just think it'll just be faster to set things up. Like sometimes, like for those, especially for people that run like 2 Skull Dragons, Banshee really helps with just getting those Skull Dragons faster. I personally have never really been a fan of running 2 Skull Dragons, but I see why people do it. But now you can actually have an excuse to run 2 Skull Dragons and not feel sorry about it, because you'll probably get to your pieces even faster now with the new Banshee. I think the Banshee is probably the biggest upgrade in the whole thing, as the Banshee can just be thrown into anything and she just works. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're a Granblue person, what do you feel? How do you feel about these cards? Are you going to build your own Noir deck? Are you going to throw it into other things? Or are you more for Beatrice? Are you a Night Rose player? Do you play Cocytus? I don't know. What's on your mind? What's in your mind, and what are you planning on doing with your Granblue? So tell me in the comments below. because that's just how we do things here. And thank you so much. And also, before I go, somebody complimented my outfit. I'll show it right here. Thank you so much for complimenting my outfit the other day. I really appreciate it. Just wanted to let you know. Peace out. Das Vidania. And bye.